right, so what's today? May what? 22nd?
Yeah. Oh.
21st?
See, I got my cell phone.
That's good, I should know. Yeah, Monday, May 22nd. We're here with the son of Max Kaufman.
The only person missing is my twin brother Rob, who will be calling you sometime in the near future. Hopefully to give some more information about Dad's cerebral superpowers.
And it's Ernest.
Well, I know it's Richard.
I know, but it's Richard, right?
Michael Robert Kaufman, Ernest Richard, but he always goes by Robert. I go by Richard.
You go by Richard, okay.
I think it's a beautiful temple. I think I love the simple design, and it's just so classy looking. Shut
You have to edit that.
No, that's good. It'll be in it.
You know, it just saddens me to see all that high-rise, disgraceful, ugly structure going all the way to the west, and it's just massive density. When Phoenix, being raised here my whole life, it was so beautifully spread out, spacious, clean, clear, and now you have this crowding, this unbelievable crowding. It almost it's compressing my dad's work. I mean, this massive, ugly, disgusting structure right there, and it's just hideous. It just I can't tell you what it does to a native Arizonan, native Phoenician. It breaks my heart to see all this monstrosity. It's overwhelming. My dad would hate it.
If the architecture was better, would it be okay?
If it just wasn't so high, it's too outrageous.
And
what do you think, Rolly?
Well, it's part of the change in the culture and the structure of the city. I mean, it's become so large. When you were here, it was about 400,000 people maximum.
No. The population of Maricopa County in 1950 was 100,000. Now it's 6 million.
Yeah, right. So you get high density lifestyles. That's kind of the way it is.
So you've never seen the synagogue?
I don't remember ever being here my whole life.
And you think you were supposed to have been bar mitzvahed in this synagogue? Because you said you weren't.
Apologetically, right? My brother and I, we just bailed out on being bar mitzvahed.
And what year would you have been bar mitzvahed?
1957.
So
this was already done.
So conjecture-wise, if your dad takes on this project and he's got two boys that are going to be bar mitzvahed, my assumption would be that you guys would have been bar mitzvahed in this building, or that's one of the reasons why he might have done the building.
It's a very real possibility. It's a very logical possibility.
But he never spoke to you about it?
He probably did.
But you have no
recollection. He never talked shop at the dinner table. You know, he just hardly ever did. Later in life, we'd ask questions about him when we got older, about what he was designing and so forth. We got more interested in it. But at the age of 11 in 1955, we were into baseball and studies and model airplanes and sports.
Right.
All that stuff. All sports.
And you knew Max since you were?
I knew him in 1965.
Later, okay.
High school classmate of mine was a very good friend with
David Robbins.
Yeah, David Robbins with Richard's brother. And Max was interested in astronomy, and Dave Robbins knew that I was an amateur astronomer in high school. And so he put me in contact with Max Kaufman, because Max wanted to build a telescope because of his interest in Egyptian history.
Well, you knew about the Egyptian. You were into Egyptian history also.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, but
there was an astronomical connection between Egyptian culture and Egyptian life, and Max, because he was so strongly involved in the study of Egyptian history and all, he wanted to become more involved in astronomical aspects, so he could kind of relate to that culture and their astronomical understanding.
So the Egyptian love of Egyptian history came first.
For Max.
Well, in the early 60s, she took a correspondence course, a couple of them, in the U of A, and got an honorary doctorate for, he got it in Egyptology. Right. Or was it archaeology, or was it Egyptology is a subdivision of archaeology.
So when I talk about him, I shouldn't be talking, say, amateur historian, amateur Egyptologist. He was a doctorate degree in Egypt.
He has a doctorate degree. He did it for like 2 or 3 years. Courses. They did him so fast. He had a photographic memory. He could read 1,500 words a minute. I never knew that until I was in high school. I was reading pretty good myself, maybe 500 words a minute, and I would watch him read an archaeology book or one of his Jewish history books or whatever. And I would watch his eyes, and they never moved. And I said, Dad, they would literally just keep moving down. And I said, let me get back with you on this. And it would take me about 5 minutes to read one page of technical material. And I said, what did you just read? And he did, and he knew more than I did when I took him 5 minutes.
Phenomenal.
He did that his whole life, and I never knew that until I was in high school. That's how he read that's why he read a book a night.
All right, so now if you guys have the astronomy background and the math background, you're going to probably see things in this building that I haven't been able to see. Then
That's possible.
I could give you my guesses, and a lot of the information evolved after I met Richard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got a lot of wonderful material from those magazines.
You know, the gentleman that he was supposed to build that deep space photopolarimetric telescope.
Yeah, 70
He,
inch.
he only passed in 20α.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Tom Garrels?
Yeah.
Dr. Tom
Oh, he
Garrels.
just died. He
Yeah.
must have been 90 or something.
Yeah, and it's like, so I keep on missing
Wasn't he Dad's age?
these people. Like I wish I had known that story, because
Sure, right.
to talk to him directly, because what I've been telling people is so you met Richard Kaufman? I was like, yeah. I was like, and he had all these metal flat files, and I've been dying to find like the smoking gun, like the blueprints or a sketch of this building. And you said that your mom begged him not to throw everything out, like like in the early 70s, which is right after that $300,000 telescope didn't happen.
Right.
So I don't know if you said it, but I'm like, oh well, he was completely agitated that massive project didn't happen, and just shit.
Yeah, it cost him. The architects couldn't advertise in those days, really.
Right, that's right.
And it cost him a lot of work. He was out of work for a long time, and really depressed because he couldn't get work. And finally, later in life, he all came back again. He started to make Capitol Center between 15th Avenue and Washington and Jefferson. It goes, it's like 2 blocks long. Great big building, really helped him. That was in 85, 86.
Yeah, but
That's away in 88, though.
Yeah, but that was 70.
1971.
So how many years did he spend on the telescope project?
Oh,
Well, he committed a change from just normal architecture to working on that project, because he really became interested in the whole study of astronomy. And I think the purpose of that telescope was to try to identify rocks out there, asteroids and so forth, that they didn't know about, that have a potential collision course with the Earth. So it was a telescope to try to map all those things out there and then calculate their orbits and so forth to see if there was a cross between their
Collision
path
course.
and Earth's path.
Right.
Because if one of those large rocks hit the Earth, then we've got some real issues.
The Yucatan. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
So how many years? So he stopped cold his architecture practice
I
and
would
working.
say for about 3 or 4 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's just his money's are. And actually, when I was an intern and resident, I was actually helping the family, buy things for them and things like that.
For this touchable dream, because it seemed like it was already fine. The newspaper article said it was financed, and it was all supposed to happen.
It was all exactly right.
It's all teed up.
Yeah, and just everything.
And then was he working at Mardian at the same time, or he had pulled back from Mardian?
He'd not been working for Mardian for
Not working
quite
for
a while.
anybody.
He was, he had his own architectural practice doing things.
Wow.
And so when he
he never worked for Marty. He just did
He
jobs
did
for
lots of jobs for Mardian. Didn't work for
He
Mardian,
was
right?
still. They weren't real busy at the time either, but he may have had a couple small jobs from Marty during that time. He did something. He wasn't completely broke in those 3 or 4 years.
Right, but he had to turn to anything that was substantial. He would have had to turn down, right?
Right, at that point, because he had committed his career at that point to change,
astronomy.
to astronomy, and so all of the previous people he worked with and so forth, they'd go elsewhere for their architectural service
wow.
and so forth. So he had to kind of start over again once that field just dried up for him. So, telling people he's back in business and so forth, and a lot of them say, well, I'd like to go with you, but I'm already committed to this other project with these other architects. So it takes a while when
If you stop the pipeline, then
yeah, it takes a while to build it back up.
He
Once your
finally got
business
it back
built on
together. By the
referrals and
mid-late
so
70s,
forth.
he started getting busy again.
Yeah, right.
You know, I would say you lost probably almost 5 years.
I would bet that's true.
Let me take a break here a sec.